Response normal. How you feeling, Jake?
Hey, guys. Welcome to your new body, Jake.
Avatar: The Way of Water will start almost an entire decade after the incredible events of the first film. Not just that, but this time we get to meet Jake's entire family, including his kids. But why does Jake suddenly have kids? Well, James Cameron answered that very question in a recent interview. Let's look deeper into it, starting with the official trailers. Official trailers for the film have shown us a small glimpse into what Cameron has in store for us on Pandora. Not just that, but this time we're going to see humans return to the faraway moon in another attempt to defeat the indigenous Na'vi. At the end of 2009's Avatar, we saw the former U.S. Marine Jake Sully, played by Sam Worthington, permanently move into his avatar body and become a part of the people from Omaticaya. Since then, he and Neytiri, played by Zoe Saldana, have been parents to 5 more members of their ever-growing family. Besides giving fans a look at the Metkayina for the first time, the clan that fares in the Sea of the Na'vi includes Tonowari, played by Cliff Curtis, and Ronal, played by Kate Winslet. The trailers for the film also told us that out of the 5 children, 3 are biological, while the other 2 are adopted. Out of the biological kids, we've got Loak, Tuktiri, and Natayam. On the other hand, Kiri and Spider are adopted. The couple came across Spider in an abandoned RDA base after the humans evacuated. The family will undoubtedly play a crucial role in future films and sequels.
Sky people cannot learn to do not see.
Then teach me how to see.
No one can teach you to see.
Moreover, Miles Spider Socorro. Spider is the teenage son of Jake and Neytiri. He was a human left behind after the humans left the moon at the end of the first film of Hell's Gate. The character's real name is Miles Socorro, a name that's made a lot of fans think he could be the son of Colonel Miles Quaritch, who could also be coming back for the second film. Spider was abandoned because during the human evacuation, he was too young and small to safely get back to Earth, only to be taken up by Jake in Pandora's jungle. It won't surprise us if the Na'vi is going to cause problems in accepting him as one of their own, even Neytiri, especially since humans are the reason so many of the Na'vi had to deal with so much trauma. Having one of them in between them is undoubtedly going to be the cause of some division. While Jake will be in his avatar permanently, basically avoiding any prejudice, Spider will have a much harder time. Exclusive footage from the sequel showed the character getting kidnapped by Quaritch and his people so that he would play a big part in the movie.
No. You would honor me by translating.
Furthermore, Kiri is another child both adopt, who Sigourney Weaver will play in the upcoming sequel. The actress previously played Dr. Grace Augustine in the first film, a human scientist who helped the Na'vi out but paid a high price for it in the final battle. Though it was previously confirmed that she would be coming back for the sequels, though not as the same character. But it seems as if the character still has some kind of connection with Grace, since in the footage we see her looking at the scientist's body in a glass tank and saying, "Hi, Ma." Like Jake, she has some human traits, such as eyebrows and 5 fingers. Could she also be a part avatar, part human? After a long time of speculation about how the 2 are connected, the director finally told us more in an interview with Entertainment Weekly. He says that the character is born of Grace's avatar. Despite it being a natural birth, Grace's avatar is currently brain dead, meaning that at the time of her death, the character was pregnant, but her body still managed to give birth despite being unconscious. Although the character's birth father hasn't been revealed yet, it's probably a surprise that we'll find out more about in the sequel. Next up, Natayam. The couple's oldest son is Natayam, who Jamie Flatter will play in the upcoming film, the star from The School for Good and Evil. We don't know much about the character yet, but we know that he's next in line to lead the Omaticaya clan if Jake dies. Since he's the oldest sibling, he will have to be protective over all the others and could join his parents' battle against the RDA. Recent footage has shown the character along with Loak as they first introduced themselves to the Metkayina clan. Could there be some romance between him and a member of the Reef clan? Additionally, Loak. We've got the second son of Jake and Neytiri's family, Loak. The character is shown off as an outcast in his own clan. He's played by Britton Dalton from Ready Player One and has gotten the most attention in the form of promotional material for the sequel. It seems as if the character follows his father's footsteps as a misfit who then steps up when the moment calls for it. It looks like he's forming a romance with Tisraya, played by Bailey Bass from the Metkayinas. Not just that, but in the trailer we see Tisraya tell him that she sees him. We also see his bond with a sentient whale species called the tulkun, showing that he's just as bold and brave as Jake. Similarly, Neytiri, the youngest member of the couple's family, Neytiri, is 8 years old and will be played by the star from Turning Red, Trinity Jolie Bliss, and in the film is called by her nickname Tuck. The trailers for the upcoming film have shown Neytiri in between one of her pregnancies, likely from Tuck since she is the youngest member of the family. She will also have a close relationship with their oldest adopted daughter, Kiri. In the graphic novel series that's the prequel to the sequel called Avatar: The High Ground, the character is taken hostage by a bunch of humans on Pandora before she is freed and comes back to her family. Though we'll see much more about their family when the sequel comes out on the 16th of December 2022, family is going to be the theme that'll continue in all the 4 sequels. The dynamic between Jake and Neytiri is for sure to change since the first film, so it'll be interesting to watch just how big of an effect a family has on the two. Coming up, James Cameron explains why he gave Jake and Neytiri a family. The writer-director James Cameron is known as an intelligent filmmaker who's usually very deliberate in all his creative decisions. When the director was asked about the decision to give his protagonist a family, specifically children, he started off by talking about how he's a father of 5. When he looks around at other movies in the genre, without explicitly pointing at the MCU or the DCU, he doesn't see all these heroes bound by the mire of relationships. He thinks they're too rash and risk their lives without care, without relationships pulling them down and clipping their wings. Basically, he wants to make it seem more realistic. He thought that what if he took the same characters people love and gave them a family to give them feet of clay right there? In an interview with Empire, the legendary director talked about how heroes are always standing alone in most huge franchises. Since the director has a large family and it's an integral part of his life, he wanted to incorporate that aspect. With that, he's added the young characters to the upcoming sequels. Finally, how old Jake and Neytiri are in Avatar. Jake and Neytiri are 8 years older than their age in the first film. In the first film, Neytiri is 18, whereas Jake is 28, making Neytiri 26 and Jake 36 in the upcoming sequel. However, there's a lot that makes this pretty complicated. The director's original script has Jake as a 22-year-old when he first shows up on the screen, not 28, but that's for when he's still on Earth and gets into a bar fight in one of the deleted scenes from the first movie. After he's taken into the Avatar program in his brother's place, the character takes almost 6 years to go over to Pandora, 5 years, 9 months, and 22 days to be exact. So on arrival, he could be 28. The character was born in 2126 and comes to Pandora 6 years later, but because of time dilation during space travel, he could have aged much slower than someone who was traveling at an average speed over the same amount of time. Jake could be between 22 and 28 relative to what's left of humanity back on Earth in the Avatar universe, but that's if we ignore how he's in a cryopod frozen up during his entire journey, which means that he doesn't age. All of this adds up to an undetermined age for the character, but he's most likely in his mid-20s. On the other hand, trying to find out his age as an avatar instead of a human could get even more complicated. That's a wrap for this video. What are your thoughts about the upcoming Avatar sequel? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.